given that n is an integer, is the absolute value of n times n less than 2 to the n? Good question. Not a lot of figuring that we can do here until we start looking at the answer choices, because it depends on whether basically n is positive or negative. Statement 1 tells us that n is less than 0. If n is less than 0, n is negative. That means that the absolute value of n becomes positive. It's a positive number, times, this isn't working out very well, times n, which is a negative number. That will always be less than 2 times n, 2 to the n. So even though 2 to the n, remember that 2 to the n, if n is negative, it's the same thing as 1 over 2 to the n. So let's just say n equals negative 3. 2 to the negative 3 power is equal to 1 over 2 to the third power. So no matter what, we have a positive number times a negative number. This gets a negative number on the left hand of the inequality. 2 to the n power, even if n is negative, all it does is make 2 to the n into a fraction, a positive fraction. So we have a negative number on the left. That's definitely less than a positive number on the right. So yes, we can say for sure the absolute value of n times n will be less than 2 to the n power. So this is sufficient to answer yes. It's not 2, and it's not the insufficient ones. Statement 2 basically does this more explicitly, and it gives us a value for n. If n is negative 6, the absolute value of negative 6 is 6 times n itself, which is negative 6. Is that less than 2 to the 6th power? Negative 36 is definitely going to be less. Oh, sorry, that's a negative 6th power. 36 less than 2 to the negative 6th, because negative 36 will always be less than 1 over 2 to the 6th, because this is a fraction and this is a negative number. So this one's also sufficient to tell us yes. Each statement alone is sufficient to answer the question.